Hello everyone, my name is Becca Lustig, and today I will be presenting Chinese cinema. So first I have my 5 questions listed. They're pretty simple. I'll answer them throughout the PowerPoint. First up, a brief history of Chinese film. So motion pictures were introduced to China in the year 1896, and the first Chinese film was a recording of the Beijing Opera in November 1905. In the 1920s, film technicians from the United States trained Chinese technicians in Shanghai, and this influenced Chinese films for the next 20 years. In the 1930s, there was a golden period of Chinese cinema, as progressive and leftist films were being made by very talented directors. Up here we have an image of one of the golden period films. This one was called The Goddess. But unfortunately, however, this golden period ended when Japan invaded China. And they occupied Shanghai in 1937 during the Chinese Civil War. This led to almost all film production companies being closed, and most of the filmmakers fled to places like Hong Kong. After the Chinese Civil War ended in August 1945, Chinese film began to develop once again as the Linhua Company reestablished itself in Shanghai. Films at this time showed the disillusionment with the oppressive rule of Chiang Kai-shek's Nationalist Party. The 1948 film Spring in a Small Town by Fei Mu is often considered the best Chinese film of all time. This is the movie poster for it right here. And basically the movie's about a lonely housewife whose life changes when her childhood sweetheart returns to town. The film takes place after the war, and it showcases how the people of China were affected by the war. Continuing on with the history, in 1949 the communist takeover took place, and the government saw film as a way to mass-produce propaganda. Here we have an example. This is The East is Red, and it's basically a 2-hour musical of how Chinese communism is good. From 1949, for the next 17 years, 603 films and over 8,300 documentaries and newsreels were produced and sponsored by the Communist Party of China and the government. Throughout the 1960s and 70s, Chinese films were being banned or censored as the Cultural Revolution took place. Then we move forward to the mid-1980s, and we have the rise of the 5th generation, as Chinese films were getting the attention of Westerners with their free and liberal approach. These films also had a larger range of genres than before, including black comedy and esoteric works. The 5th generation's movement didn't last long. It was from the mid-1980s till 1989 when Tiananmen Square, when those protests took place. So it wasn't very long. But what are they like today? Today, the Chinese film scene is actually underground, as current state censorship policies inhibit what's produced and shown to Chinese audiences. And these films are shot documentary style, so cheap cameras and equipment, handheld, so no tripod or anything to keep it steady, and they're pretty quick. And they also focus on contemporary urban life with an anti-romantic life view. So they're more focused on real, not like super focused on the story being all a happy ending or anything like that. Like, this is more real life focused and dramatic. And here we have some of the most popular and well-known Chinese films. Going from the left, we have In the Mood for Love, A Touch of Zen, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, One-Armed Swordsman, and Enter the Dragon. Enter the Dragon has Bruce Lee, as you can see in the poster. But I want to bring attention to Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. It won 4 Academy Awards, and you'll see as the PowerPoint goes on, me talk about who was involved with it, the director, an actress, things like that. And here we have some more because there were a lot of popular and well-known Chinese films. We have Rise of the Red Curtain, Ip Man, House of Flying Daggers, Red Cliff, and Hero as well. And here are some of the well-known Chinese directors. So we have on the left Su Hark, He's best known for his martial arts action films, including 1991's Once Upon a Time in China, 2005's Seven Swords, and 2014's The Taking of Tiger Mountain. He won the Best Director Award at China's Golden Rooster Awards and a 2017 Lifetime Achievement Award at the Asian Film Awards. Just to explain, the Golden Rooster Awards is basically the Oscars of China. So that's a big deal to get the Best Director Award. And on the right side, we have Ang Lee. He's the first Asian winner of the American Academy Award for Best Director. And he won it for the 2005 romantic drama Brokeback Mountain that starred Heath Ledger and Jake Gyllenhaal. And he actually won a second Best Director Oscar in 2013 for Life of Pi. He also directed the very popular Chinese film Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So if we go back, he's the one that directed this film that won the 4 Academy Awards. And both of these men actually studied film in the U.S. Up next, we have Zhang Yimou. He is the director of House of Flying Daggers, The Great Wall in 2016 that starred Matt Damon, The Flowers of War that starred Christian Bale in 2011, and the 1991 hit Raise the Red Lantern. He also directed the opening and closing ceremonies of the 2008 Beijing Olympics, which I thought that was pretty cool because he got, you're not just limited to film. He actually got to direct the ceremonies at the Olympics, which is a huge honor. And he also received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2005 Hawaii International Film Festival. And below him on the right, we have Jiang Wen. He's best known for his acting, at least to us Westerners, as portraying the character of Baze Malbus in the Star Wars prequel Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. And his action comedy Let the Bullets Fly that he directed and acted in was crowned the 2012 Asian Film Awards top grossing Asian film. And lastly, we have Stephen Chow and Wu Jing. Both of these men are, I believe they both started acting and then they got into directing as their careers went on. Chow's an actor and director, best known for Shaolin Soccer and Kung Fu Hustle. And Wu Jing is a martial artist, actor, and director. He starred in Wolf Warrior and Wolf Warrior 2. The sequel's actually been really successful, and it's the highest grossing Chinese film in history that earned 5.6 billion yen. And so, of course, there's supposedly a third installment being planned. I just think it's crazy that he has the highest grossing Chinese film in history. That was 2017. That had to break some old record. I just think that's really cool. So going from directing to acting. So there's 4 qualities that determine your value as an actor in China. These include the right looks, Mandarin skills, being flexible and low maintenance, and then your acting skills. So the right looks, it's not just limited to China. Pretty much everywhere, film and TV casting, they are looking for a certain type. They're looking for someone with this type of hair and this type of body, and they're looking for a specific look. But then, of course, for China specifically, you have to speak Mandarin. And then for film in general, being flexible is really important because scheduling, like film projects, you have to film consistently. You have to set dates for different locations and things like that, when the movie's going to be released. So actors have to be available and committed to the project. And they also have to maintain a low profile because they could be fired for saying anything controversial about the government or doing anything considered risky, like drugs or police, like if they get arrested or whatever. And then acting skills is last on the list, but you still have to know how to act. You can't just step in front of the camera. And now we have some well-known Chinese actors and actresses. So up first we have Leslie Cheung on the right. He was a Hong Kong film actor and singer. His 1993 film Farewell My Concubine was the first Chinese film that won the International Film Festival Award. So the International Film Festival takes place in Cannes, France. Um, and I mean, it's called the Cannes Film Festival now, but basically just know that it's all worldwide. And this 1993 film was the first Chinese film that won that award, so that's pretty cool. And in 2010, he was listed in CNN's top 25 greatest actors in Asia. And below him, we have Zhang Yimou. She actually went on to become the most well-known Chinese actress in Hollywood. She starred in Ang Lee's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. She won 3 of those 4 awards for herself, so good for her. She was also in Rush Hour 2, which was her first American film. And again, she starred in a ton of other roles. And currently now, she's a judge on the Chinese reality show, The Birth of an Actor. Up next, we have Bruce Lee. You should know who he is. He's extremely well known for his martial arts movies. He brought them to the West in the 1970s, and they generated worldwide interest in Chinese martial arts. His most known movies are Enter the Dragon, Chinese Connection 2, Game of Death, and Fist of Fury. Up next, we have Fan Bingbing. She starred in an extremely popular 90s drama, My Fair Princess. She's also portrayed Blink in X-Men Days of Future Past. But she's not just an actress. She's been a regular at fashion shows. She's on the Best Dressed list. She was recently a judge at the Cannes Film Festival. And she currently tops the Forbes China celebrity list and is the 4th highest paid actress in the world. After them, we have Jackie Chan. He's from Hong Kong. He's famous for his acrobatic fighting style and innovative stunts. And of course, he's one of the few actors that does all of his own stunts. And he's been in more than 150 movies. And below him, we have Liu Yifei. She started acting when she was 15. She grew a huge online following that has allowed her to collaborate with many people from all around the world. And she is also supposed to be Mulan in the Disney remake. And it's set to release next year. So I'm interested to see how that's going to be. And lastly, is China taking over Hollywood? Well, today Hollywood's relying more and more on the Chinese markets to make profits on their movies. So how are they working together? Just some facts. China's box office is at almost $8 billion today, and they are actually second to the US for the top international box office. How they work with each other. Basically, Hollywood studios create and alter their content to please Chinese consumers and not be censored by the Communist Party. If a film bothers them, both the movie and the whole studio actually gets banned from showing future films in China. And so Hollywood doesn't want that to happen. So they will change the film to show the movie to get the money, basically. It's all about money. But China itself is actually upping its own investment in Chinese movies. They're holding countrywide blackout days for when only Chinese films are shown in the movie theaters. So only Chinese-made films. So they won't show any American films that day, or, you're out of luck. And they've also paid for Hollywood experts to come help make their movies. So they have a tight-knit relationship. Overall, I feel that I have a better understanding of film and Chinese film itself. I feel that China and Hollywood will continue to work together unless a major disagreement occurs. And I'm an actor and filmmaker myself, so I think it was really cool to study another country's, filmmaking process and everything. And I would be interested to watch a Chinese film. Even if I don't know the language, I feel like it would be really cool to see if the story and the acting could still be present and clear for me to understand. And these are my sources. Thank you so much for watching my presentation, and I hope you enjoyed it.